Alright, what's up guys? So today I have Danny behind the camera and we're going to make this an awesome workout video for you guys. We're hitting back and biceps today as well as a HIIT cardio circuit after. I'm not sure what exactly yet, but it'll be fun and it'll be killer. And so we're starting today with pull-ups. For this workout, we're going to just keep it kind of raw. I'm going to talk you through the exercises, talk you through what I'm doing. So for the pull-up, the first exercise, I'm actually using a lot of assistance and I want to make this more of an activation exercise. So I'm focusing on feeling it in my lats here. It's the area behind your armpit, and if you're bringing your elbows back behind you and squeezing this area right here, then that's what's gonna activate the lats. So I'm not focusing on trying to get close to a full bodyweight pull-up. I'm not trying to use as little assistance as possible. For some people that is their goal, but for me it's more so growing my back and working the muscles that need to be targeted. So I'm using a lot more assistance, going for sets of 12-ish and going really, really slow. So here I'm taking a wide grip, palms facing down. I like to be a little bit over the bend here. With these reps, guys, I'm retracting my shoulders, then pulling up. Look at how far I'm pushing my chest out as I come up. I don't want to be hunched over like this, pulling behind me. Chest up, facing the ceiling, and bringing my elbows behind me. Think, relax, retract, pull. Relax, retract, pull. And at the top you're seeing that I'm pushing my chest forward and my elbows back at the top of every single rep, if that makes sense. Alright, so we're now moving on to a narrow grip lat pull down. So I'm using the seated row attachment here. So what you're going to do is you're going to pull down and bring your elbows out at the back, still squeezing the same area right behind your back. This is where you should be feeling all these pull down movements, is in your lats. So that's the area that we're targeting today. So make sure you are locked into the seat and you're not using a weight that you can't control. And for this set, for these 3 sets, we're going for 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps. So really high rep, make it burn, use a weight you can control, and here we go. You're not swinging your body as you come down. You're leaning back, keeping the chest out, just like the pull-up. And it's just your elbows driving towards the floor as you come down. You want to touch your upper chest here and make sure you're pushing your chest out as you pull back. Nice and controlled. You never lose tension at the top. Keep it on your lats as they stretch up and squeeze them as you come back. So next up is going to be a single arm kneeling cable high row. I guess that's what I call it. It doesn't really have a real name. I pretty much just made that up. But basically what you're going to do, single arm. If I'm using my right arm, then my left knee is going to be up. I'm leaning forward, and you want to kind of get that pull down feel. So bring the elbow back out to your side and behind you. Squeezing this area right here. We're going to do 12 to 15 per arm. Okay, so when you're doing these, guys, you can do them leaning forward like I was showing last clip, or you can just keep your chest up and push your chest out as you pull as well. It really just depends on where you feel this contraction the best. For me, I feel it a little bit better when I'm leaning forward, but that may not be the case for everyone. So I'm going to show it the other way this set. Make sure for both variations, you're retracting your shoulder, then pulling back and squeezing that lat. Feel it stretch, retract, pull. It's a 2-part movement. All right guys, so next exercise is another pull down. Big surprise. So this is gonna be the trend of the entire workout. If you take away one thing from this video, I want it to be work on your shoulder retraction. So what that means is instead of pulling like this, make sure your chest is out, your shoulders are back before you do any sort of rowing or pulling or pull downs. The reason for this is because in our society nowadays, we're sitting like this all day long and our shoulders are used to being protracted. And so that just means rolled forward. And so if we want good posture and we want to keep our spine in good health for the long term, training our back and making sure our shoulders are retracted when we're training our back is so crucial. So next exercise is the wide grip lat pull down. Same thing, you're sitting back, shoulders are retracted, bring the elbows down, touching the upper chest. 15 reps. So here's what not to do. I see a lot of people with the wide grip pull downs coming all the way down to here and using all forearm basically at the bottom, or they're pulling with a lot of body language and they're basically like back here by the time they're actually doing their pull down. So make sure your body's kept tight, shoulders are back, your upper body's not moving, guys. Like maybe you're using a little bit of momentum right there, max, when it gets hard, but really your upper body should be staying pretty still the entire time. All right, so hammer strength row is our next and last back exercise here. So these can be kind of tricky. I kind of explained in my last back video, but the seats, you gotta tilt them this way for them to come up. And then make sure they're tilted back this way so that they stay. I would just kind of like make sure it's there. So when you take your seat, you want your chest to be at the top of this, so this is a little too high. Yeah, so right about here. So same concept applies for a row as a pull down. So you're gonna be retracting your shoulders and pulling back the same way that you would with a downward movement. So the elbows are still driving the movement. You're still squeezing this area behind your armpit right there and controlling the weight. Let's see. And pushing your chest out against the pad when your elbows are the most behind you. So, depending on your grip, this exercise can kind of vary in which part of your back it's training. So if you're taking a narrower grip here and you're pulling back with that palms in neutral grip, that's going to be more like a seated row. You're going to hit some lat, you're going to hit some mid-back. Now if you were taking this grip up here and you were pulling up high, that's a lot of trap and rear delt. So this will actually use less of your lats and build more of this upper back here. And then a lower grip here where you're kind of pulling up is going to be primarily a trap and lat activating movement. So I'm picking this neutral grip because I want to focus more just on the width of my back, but be mindful of which grip you choose for the type of physique and the type of muscle you're trying to build. Simple first bicep movement, standing, alternating dumbbell curls. So with this, your elbows are locked at your sides. You're bringing the pinkies up towards your face at the top of the curl. I like to go from a neutral grip, which means palms facing in at the bottom, to a supinated grip, which means palms facing up at the top. So as you're curling, you're turning that wrist. 10 to 12 per arm, so a little bit heavier. Alright, so if you're new to my channel, then you probably might not be familiar with this term, but the last set of this exercise, we're going to do a drop set. So if you've watched my videos before, then you know what this is. But essentially, I'm going to do my 10 to 12 reps with these 20s here, cut the weight by 30 to 40%, and you're going to perform another set to failure immediately after, no rest between. Now the drop. 30 to 40% is going to be these 12 and a halves. Not quite 50. Nice and light, but the muscle's already burned out. So this feels like hell. These drop sets, I know it's hard. Keep your form in check. Just as good as your first 2 sets. Alright, next exercise is going to be a cable rope bicep curl. So if you follow me on Instagram, then you've seen this before. So a bicep curl is when you're bringing the pinkies up and you're getting into that supinated grip. If you're doing it just like this while keeping the neutral grip, that's called a hammer curl. So know the difference, make sure you're doing the right one. Keep your elbows at your sides, pinkies up at the top. One thing I see a lot of people do wrong is their elbows come up or they're like hunched over. Make sure you're keeping your posture just as you would in any other exercise. Chest out, shoulders back, and just your forearms are doing the movement. So last bicep exercise, last exercise of this workout, we're going to be doing a single arm cable curl, and it's going to be from up high. So you're going to have your elbow up at 90 degrees with your torso here, and you're going to be curling and basically just doing a bicep flex as you pull. Keys with this, you want to keep your arm out in line with your torso, so it's not in front, it's not behind, it's right in line. And same thing with the other curls. When you come in, you want to think about that pinky coming as close to you as possible. So we're doing a drop set, the final set of this for a single arm movement or a single leg movement, whatever that may be. If you're doing a drop set, do both of the sets, I guess, for one arm first, then move on to the next. So I'm doing my working set for this arm now. I'm gonna drop and then do my right arm. That way, you're getting that fatigue right away. And don't push to when you feel like you should stop. Failure is a lot farther down the road than you think it is. Actual muscular failure is when you actually can't do a rep. Alright guys, so finished with the workout. I'm going to be doing Stairmaster HIIT cardio. So I've shown you guys like circuit work, battle ropes, sled pushes, stuff like that. This is pretty simple. This is more of my go-to HIIT cardio. Basically, it's going to be 20 minutes total. Each interval is 2 minutes, so it's a minute 30 of this kind of just slow, relaxed pace. This interval is meant to bring your heart rate down to normal, and then 30 seconds is going to be all out, as fast as I can go on the Stairmaster. And what's great about the Stairmaster is that it controls you. So if you're not going the speed that you set it at, you're falling off. So if you put the level up high, you gotta go, 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 go. So I'm doing level 5 right now. I'm gonna start by pulling it up to 13 or 14 for the first couple intervals, and then bringing it up to 15 or 16 by the end, the tail end of those 10 intervals. So 10 total, and you should basically be dying and dripping in sweat by the end. So here we go. Don't touch the rails. Your heart rate is gonna be way higher if you're not touching the railings. I've tested it with a heart rate monitor before, and you get a lot more expenditure out of not touching anything at all. Back down. Now I understand if you're not used to using a Stairmaster, you can kind of catch your balance by touching these rails. Just have a finger or two on it, maybe for like the mental aspect of it. But try to touch these as little as possible. Alright guys, last thing I'm going to say before I close out this video is don't be that person that starts their interval at the 30 mark and ends it 5 seconds before. Be the person that starts turning up that level 5 seconds before the clock hits the 30 mark and stops their interval after you've passed that minute mark. So push yourself, don't cut yourself short. Get that full 30 seconds in. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more stuff like this coming very soon. Very exciting stuff in the works, and I appreciate you guys so much for watching. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.